Well, hello YouTube. So it's been about a year and 5 or 6 months I've owned this car, and I kind of wanted to do an update video on how reliable it is. So far I'm getting in the city about 38 miles per gallon, and then I get about 47 to 50 miles per gallon. I'm on the highway. It's got a 13-gallon gas tank. It does very good. I drove for a month without filling up gas, but that was only like, putzing around town, and you don't get very good mileage there. So I'm gonna go over the disadvantages and the good advantages of my car. And so if somebody's gonna purchase a used 2016 Toyota Corolla, here's what they need to look out for.
Alright, so here's the disadvantage, a big one. These seats. The right passenger side is all the way to the floor, it doesn't lift up. The driver's side one does, but the passenger one doesn't. These are not electric seats, I don't really care. But all the seats, including the back ones, have very uncomfortable headrests and backrests. So if you're going to use this car to do long trips, I suggest you think long and hard before you purchase a car like this, because this wouldn't be the one if you have a bad back, because they're hard as a rock and they're just cheaply made. And you can kind of see in the back seat, they're not the best. They're just not made right. So if you're gonna purchase this for long trips and got a bad back, this car is not for you. However, if you can't see the back up, it's got a rear reverse camera, so that does come in handy if you can't see the back up and it's like you're bad at parking. But the disadvantage is it doesn't have parking sensors or the park assist like the new cameras are got, or the new cars, so you wouldn't be able to it wouldn't park itself. But it does have a backup camera, so it would help guide you so you wouldn't get in a car wreck. And there's the camera right there. It's right up above the license plate. I like the feature of the auto climate control. That is really nice. Touchscreen radio system. It's got the good old-fashioned key system. It's got the Bluetooth here. I love that for my phone. Your volume control for your radio. No sunroof. I don't want a sunroof because if it hails and stuff, it would just poof. And then plus, it's just a cheap old mirror. Electric and power locks from windows. It's the Eco mode. It's a 1.8 liter, 132 horse. And I'm going to tell you about the engine now.
Here is the dual VVT-I 1.8 liter Toyota engine with 132 horsepower. Remove this stupid plastic thing. Back here is where your each injector is. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's easy to get to in your fuel rail. And your coil pack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thermostat's down below. Alternators right here. Everything's simple to get at. This is the valve thing. Transmission's easy to get to. Everything's easy to get to here. There's electric steering here, everything else. And like I said, this car is very reliable. I've had good luck with Toyotas. I've always had Toyotas. I've had Fords and stuff, but never had good luck with them. I'd stay away from them if I'd be honest. But this car's got a lot of power. I don't have any issues with bogging down on cruise control, like going up a hill or anything when it's really windy. So it does really good. It really depends on how you drive it. Let's say you got a lead foot. Well, this car isn't for you. If you're just kind of putzing around and want to get good miles per gallon and have point A to point B, well, this car is for you then. So this car's got 16-inch rims. There are disc brakes in the front and drum brakes in the back, which I don't really care for. I want them all to be disc brakes. They're Michelin tires. They're all seasons and they're very good. Now another thing with this car, it isn't so low to the ground like some other ones. Look at that. This one can go through snow really, really good. So if you want a car that goes through snow, get a Toyota Corolla. Don't get a hybrid though, because the hybrids, they're lower to the ground, so they would get stuck easier. Unless they're all-wheel drive. See, there's electric steering. The alternator. Takes 0W20 oil. It's the battery. The computer where the cops control and look at stuff. The air filter. The fuses. The brake thing back there. Cooling rod. Horn. Just plastic junk. So if you want to get something that when you get in an accident, get all these new cars. They break. Plastic. See? So overall, how do I like this car? I give it a probably 5 stars good rating. I'd probably give it a 4. There's 2 things that I hate about this car. The number one thing I really hate is the seats. They're very, very uncomfortable. If I go like long trips, I have to have one of them back braces, or I have to have a special cushion in the car. The second thing I hate about this car, it is so small to get in there, and if you're 6 foot like I am, you hit your darn head on the top of the thing. This car is low to the ground, and I think all cars are that way, so if you're over 6 foot, this car is not meant for you. I suggest you get a Camry instead, if you're gonna get Toyota. Toyota Corolla is nice and all. It gets good miles per gallon, but it has its disadvantages. As for the headlights and tail lights, oh, they're good. Now the tail lights are not LED, but the front lights are LED, only on dim. When you put on bright, it's halogen, and then it's LED on dim, and then the fog lights are halogen, so it's okay. When you drive it at night, the halogen lights, or the LED lights, are really, really bright, so you don't need that on bright, because dim is perfect when it's on LED. So if you guys are looking for a Toyota Corolla, like a 16 used one, just do your research. If you hate CVTs, I suggest you stay away from them, but do not get a Nissan CVT because they're junk. Toyotas, I've had this, I got 7,600 miles on this car, and it runs really good so far, but it's just breaking in, so you don't know. I suggest that you drive a CVT first before you even think about buying it. I'd keep it for a couple days if you can, to see if you like CVTs, because CVTs does not shift, they just rev high. The more you put it to the floor, the higher the RPMs will be. And I don't think that's good for the engine, but it's probably not good for the CVT also, which is a chain-driven belt. So it may not last as long either, so you have to think about that too. So think about the pros and cons of when you get a car and see if this is right for you. Do your research at carcomplaints.com on cars too. Go to Google and search everything else, and if you see some issues that you don't like this one has 0 issues. I've looked all over. The only thing I've ever seen is the door locks and problems with that. So the only thing I had problem with was my cooling fan wasn't working, it was squealing, but it was leaves in the fan, so it wasn't nothing wrong with the fan, thank goodness. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did not put much effort or hard work in it, but it's my new Canon EOS 70D. It's got the USM 1785mm lens. And let me know what you think of the video, if the camera does a good job. If you hear some noise in the background, that is my furnace going. It is cold. It is September 28th, 2017. And we're going to start chopping corn tomorrow. We're late. We're usually combine soybeans already. Yeah, too much rain. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped others with, if they're going to purchase this car. Have a great day, everybody, and I need to quit stuttering.